Hello everyone, welcome to Data Engineer YouTube channel. In this video, we will see the difference between data warehouse and lakehouse. So if you're not confident enough that what you should use, a warehouse or a lakehouse in your particular architecture or in your project, so this video is for you. If you have not subscribed to my channel, you can subscribe it and you can press the bell icon for further notification related to Fabric or any Microsoft stuff, videos. So let's get started. Before starting, let us talk about Medallion architecture. So if we talk about Medallion architecture, so it says we should ideally have three layers, of data. Definitely we can have more layers or we can have less layers as per our project complexity or the project. But yeah, this is the suggestion wherein we have the bronze layer. So if we talk about the bronze layer, we can store uh, the raw data basically. So whatever raw data we have, we can store here. So the data can be structured, unstructured, semi-structured, right? So if we talk about structured type of data, it is in the form of tables. If we take an example of unstructured table, unstructured data, so we can say JSON files and so on, and then semi-structured data, right? Now, once we have raw data in the bronze layer, what we will do is we will filter, we will clean, and then we will migrate that data into silver layer, right? So we'll store it somewhere in a silver layer or a silver container. So what we will do is basically we will apply some filters, we'll do some aggregations, we'll clean the data so that it is more readable and more good quality data. So then we'll store it in silver layer, and once we have the data in silver layer, what we will do is we will write some logic, write some business rules on top of this particular data, and then we will store it into gold layer. So this is what medallion architecture follows. So I'll tell you why it is important, why I started with this particular architecture. So now let's move further, right, to the main topic, which was warehouse and lakehouse. Let's go there. Okay, so if we talk about lakehouse and warehouse, both are part of, if we talk about both of them, these are part of one lake. Okay, that means either you are using lakehouse or you are using warehouse. Your data is stored in the form of delta in the data lake itself, right? In the form of Parquet files. So don't worry, like even if you use any, right? The underneath architecture is almost same. I'm using the word almost because there are few differences, but if I talk about performance and all, definitely both of them are at par, right? Now, you may say like, okay, if both are like this, then what's the main difference? What's actually the difference? So let's talk about that. Okay. Now I have a picture. You can see on the left hand side you can see lake house, and on the right hand side you can see warehouse, right? Now, see, if we talk about the volume of data, both can contain unlimited because it's on cloud, and we can it can be stretched to unlimited amount of data, right? If we talk about type of data, so this is one of the decision making pillar. So if your organization only have structured data, definitely go with warehouse. Okay, if the data is structured. If you have multiple types of data, you have structured data, unstructured data, semi-structured data, you can prefer lakehouse, right? Now, next thing is if we talk about the people who use the data. So if we talk about lakehouse, data engineers, data scientists use lakehouse, whereas data warehouse developers, SQL engineers use warehouse. Now the question is why? See, if we talk about lakehouse, you can get Spark endpoint, you can use Python, right? And Spark is framework of Python only. You can use R and so on. Whereas if you're using warehouse, you will only get SQL endpoint. That's it, right? So next point is primary skill set. So you can use Scala, PySpark, Spark, SQL, R. Whereas here in warehouse, you can only use SQL as the language. So that is a main differentiate, between the lakehouse and warehouse. You can only use SQL in warehouse, whereas you can use different languages in lakehouse, right? That can be second differentiator. Number one differentiator was type of data. Second is the primary skill set of your engineers. Next thing is you know how we can read the data. If we talk about warehouse, you can use Spark and SQL to read the data. Whereas again in Lakehouse also you can use Spark and T-SQL. Now next thing is multi-table transactions. Now sometimes what happen is, let's say we have multiple tables. Let's say I have three tables here. Okay. Now I want to make all these three. I want to update three different rows here, and I want to make it atomic. This operation should be atomic in nature. That means either all should happen or either nothing should happen. Those kind of transaction, atomic transaction, right? The first word of acid property, A, atomicity. Now that can be achieved in my warehouse, whereas it cannot be achieved yet in Lakehouse. So let's say you want to make, you have multiple tables, table A, table B, table C. You want atomic operation between these multiple tables. That can be done using a warehouse, whereas it cannot be done using a Lakehouse. Next is shortcut support, both support shortcuts, and then it is query across items. So across Lakehouse and warehouse, and here also across Lakehouse and warehouse. Now what's that meaning? Let's say you have both. You have warehouse also and Lakehouse also. Okay, both of them you have in your Fabric workspace. Definitely, you can use warehouse tables in Lakehouse and you can use Lakehouse tables in warehouse. That possibility is also available, right? Now you must think like why I was talking about the Medallion architecture. So if we see the Medallion architecture, it says we should have three different layers. Now definitely, if you want to follow this particular architecture, you can use Lakehouse here, and you can use Lakehouse here, and here you can use warehouse for the end users, right? Now in Lakehouse you will be able, you have complete flexibility. In Silver also you are filtering out the data, cleaning it. You have the flexibility to write the code in R, Scala, and so on. And then at top of it you can use warehouse, wherein you can finally you have the business level data, and then on top of it you can create your reports. This can be number one approach. Again, I'm not saying it is the best method. It depends upon your project. We can definitely have a Lakehouse here, in the second point, and here also we can have a Lakehouse. That can also be possible, right? Any combination can be possible. Depends on what your actual project is, what's the amount of data, what's the type of data your project have. So on those scenarios, what's the skill set of your engineers, on those points we can take a decision what to use. Okay, I hope you like this video. If you like this video, just subscribe to my channel. Press the bell icon so that you can get the notification of upcoming Fabric videos. So I'm starting Fabric from scratch, and definitely I'll be completing the entire series in the upcoming days. Thank you and have a nice day.